Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to Mamapedia. This is Facebook Live and I'm back again, and it is Saturday, April 8th, 2017. I'm Lisa Tiano with Inner Star Girl, and I wanted to talk this morning about a topic that girls and women have been struggling with for decades. And I wanted to talk about body shaming and body confidence and body image with young teenage girls and women. And every girl in America has been suffering for decades. And every girl in America grows up in front of a mirror. And what that means is that girls are constantly faced with the dilemmas of self-identity and what that means to them. And young girls, especially middle school girls and teenage girls that I work with, are suffering daily because they are constantly being thrown with the competition and the judgment and the comparisons, and especially with social media. As we all know, social media has compounded every issue that is going on today with body image, and girls are in constant need of validation. I have suffered for a long time with body image, and I feel like the only way that I can really help girls is to understand what they're going through. And I think unless you've really understood what it means to be body shamed, then it's really hard to identify with those feelings that girls are going through. And I think girls and women are automatically wired to question themselves. Am I worthy of love? Am I pretty enough? Am I skinny enough? Am I worthy of finding someone who will love me for who I am? And I really think it's important to confront these issues as a mom, as moms and educators. I think the only way that we can really help our daughters and our girls and children, it's not that girls are just suffering this. I generally work with the preteen and teenage girl population, but there are so many boys who suffer from this as well. The media is constantly throwing out lies, and I think that society standards are just so impossible to break away from. And we see it on billboards. We see it on billboards and in magazines and in TV commercials. And girls, if you're watching this video with your daughters, I think it's important for them to understand that the media is lying to us, and that these gorgeous size 0 women that you girls see in commercials are, the media is doing it, the companies are doing it to sell their products. And they're doing it because we, the consumers, are buying the products. Look at the commercials. Look at the Carl's Jr. commercials of these incredibly gorgeous, size 0, stunning women who seem flawless, and they're biting into a double, triple cheeseburger, with the hamburger drippings, and we're thinking, like, that is just so not real. But we, as the consumer, buy into these products. And look at the makeup industry. The makeup industry is a $1 billion industry, and with good reason, because we as girls and women buy all these products that they're trying to sell. So the media plays into this problem tremendously. And another thing that I wanted to bring up today that I hope you as moms, I think moms are aware of this and parents are aware of this, that with the apps on phones right now, the Snapchat and the Instagram, and girls writing to be TBHs, to be honest. TBHs are like a huge thing right now with kids, and if you haven't seen it or heard of it, it's there, and girls are asking for TBHs, and they're commenting and they're writing TBHs. To be honest, you're really pretty, or they're asking TBHs. You know, to be honest, do you think I'm pretty? Do you think I'm skinny? And what is destroying girls and teenagers and women is that this is how eating disorders come about, and girls constantly questioning themselves, and girls wanting to look a certain way. And everybody has different body types. I think girls just really need to understand that when you go to the mall and you go to certain stores, and I don't want to say the name of the stores, but these stores that you're going into sell clothes that are one size fits all. And how do you think that makes girls who have curvy figures feel? What about the girls who are not super thin? What about the girls who have conditions, like medical conditions, and they can't shop at certain stores because their figures and their bodies are not made to fit in one size fits all clothes? So, hi Kristen. So I really need to explain to you as girls that some of the tips that I give in my classes, because it's not just me saying that girls are struggling, it's really helping girls, giving them tools and strategies, you know, that confront them in real life. And one of the things that I mentioned earlier that I really want to stress to girls is, please don't listen to the media. The media is lying to us. They want to sell their products, like I said earlier, and they're going to do anything to sell their products. Another tip is shopping at certain places, like I just said earlier. If you know that you're going into a store where the majority of the clothing is for the more slender girl, then I wouldn't be shopping there with friends, because you're setting yourself up for failure. So it's not fair. And parents, I really want to urge parents to please don't talk about weight at home. And I know a lot of parents say that they don't, and they don't talk about the scale, and they don't talk about diets, but I know it's happening, and I know it's a real life issue. I've struggled, and many people have struggled with diets, but I think it's beyond that. I think it's what is talked about in the home really resonates with our children. And if you think they're not hearing, if you think they're not listening, when you're getting dressed, they hear everything. So I really want to urge parents to be really careful about talking, because the power of words can really destroy. And a lot of girls are suffering from anxiety, from depression, if not severe depression. You know, the girls that you think, and I'm talking to girls now, is not so much moms, but girls, if you're listening, when you're at school and you think that a girl is heavy or fat, you don't know what that girl is suffering from. You don't know if that girl has a medical condition. You don't know if that girl is suffering from a thyroid condition. And that girl, who you also think may be skinny or skinnier than you, you don't know if that girl is suffering from an eating disorder, from anorexia, or from bulimia. So these things that I talk about with girls are real life issues. We have all been there, and girls continue to struggle. But I think the number one point that I stress to girls in my classes. And this is something that is so crucial for us to build awareness as parents, as educators. I think we really have to focus on building each other up as girls and women, and knowing that it's not a one-size-fits-all society, and knowing that our generation of girls has so many more struggles than when, moms and dads, when we were younger, because of the media, because of social media, and because even if girls don't have phones, I speak to moms who tell me in middle school that they don't have a phone yet and they don't have to struggle with the social media. However, as I talked about earlier, they're watching television and they're in the car and they're looking at all the billboards and the park benches and the buses that show these women and the size 0 women who are flawless, who appear flawless, but indeed they're not. Almost every picture in magazines are airbrushed and photoshopped. And I know people who work in the publishing business, and I know for a fact that it's all airbrushed so that girls and women are made to look flawless. But we all know that we're all imperfect. We're imperfect human beings living in an imperfect world. And I just want to tell girls today and every day, and moms and parents and dads and educators, that it's so important that we support one another, that we stand by each other. And I know about all of the cyberbullying going on as well, and girls hurting each other, hurting each other online. And there's a show right now that I am watching with my older daughter called 13 Reasons Why. And I'm going to get into that on another Facebook Live session, because that Netflix show is very intense. It's very well directed. It has a lot to do with what teenagers are suffering from, and bullying, and what bullying can lead to, depression and suicide. And it's bad. What this generation is confronted with is very intense and very bad. And so they need us. Our kids need us now more than ever. And if you think that as a teenager they're good enough, they're independent enough to fend for themselves, that might be the case. They might be very independent, but they really need us. They need us to be there for them. And I'm excited. I have some classes and some groups coming up, and a lot of the classes and groups will be focusing on another component besides the body image and body confidence and friendship shifting and peer pressures. We're going to be offering a mindful eating program, and I work with incredible therapists and professionals, and we want to be there for girls. We want to be there for your daughters. And I started this program, Inner Star Girl, a few years ago because not only because I have 2 daughters who are tween and teen age, but because I understand why girls need a forum. They need a platform to be heard, and they need resources. Hi, OC. And they need resources, and they need tools, and they need real life tools, not just books, and not just parents telling them you should do this and you should do that. Because as we all know, as parents, we are very emotionally tied to our kids and their struggles. And so I wanted to create a program outside of moms. I wanted to create a program to offer these resources for girls. And I've struggled myself, and I know what it's like. And I'm very excited to to start this process. And so I wanted to be able to tell you all, thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't had a chance to, if you're not tuning in live, this program is being recorded, and hopefully it will stay up on Mamapedia, and I'll post it on my website as well, so that if your daughters are not tuned in now, to please watch this session. And if you can reinforce the things that I talked about today, I think it would really help, and for future sessions as well. And I welcome comments. I really, really want to hear from you all. If you have questions and you want to post your questions and comments, I will answer every question, and I will invite comments. And so please share, because the more you share and the more you post your questions, it gives other parents an opportunity to see those questions and comments. And we're all helping one another. And so we're sharing the knowledge and building awareness as a community. And that's my goal. And we're in this together. So I also welcome other topics. I have a list of topics that we talk about in Girl World, and I want to be able to address all of them with you. I'm here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. and I look forward to seeing you all again. I know it's spring break for everyone, so I wish everyone a fantastic spring break holiday and week. Be safe, everyone, and be kind, and have a great week, and I'll see you next Saturday at 11 a.m. Take care, everyone.